Educators have an unusual mix of potential income sources in retirement. As a teacher, they're likely to be eligible for a defined benefit pension plan. And whether they teach in a public school or nonprofit private school, they'll also typically have access to a defined contribution retirement plan like a 403B or 457B. However, about 40% of teachers do not pay into the Social Security system, making them ineligible to claim benefits once they retire. And these variables make retirement planning for teachers unique and sometimes very challenging. My guest is Darron Hacker. He's the Managing Vice President with Appreciation Financial. So Darron, it's been said that teachers don't receive the same kind of protections that private sector workers have and get sold a lot of junk that often have high fees and risk of market loss. Would you agree with that?
I think so. I think that the market in general is a very aged market that was really built and predicated around the idea that educators and teachers specifically were a means to an end rather than educators really being the sought after prize to deliver a level of resounding service in education to. And it's because of that lack of education that I think so many educators have never received that level of market and product knowledge because there's never been a level of service and a company behind it that would really stand behind the educator first and foremost and serve and educate them and focus on product offerings, investment strategies, and risk tolerance profiles as a secondary component.
You know, teachers are often blindsided when they retire with a 30% income gap on average. Why does this happen and how can you help them?
There seems to be across the board just a general challenge as it relates to getting education into the hands of our educators, specifically around what they can expect from their state pension system and Social Security. And the surprise that you're referring to is entirely not uncommon and is what we see on a regular basis, that they don't have any idea. I think the reasoning behind that is because when you look at funding and how drastically underfunded pension systems are, you look at how it's virtually impossible to staff the type of service level representatives through a pension system that are needed. They rely upon a school district which is entirely unequipped to provide that level of education and insight to their employees. And thankfully, we've been able to fill that void and fill it very successfully to deliver that type of education for a client to understand what their true outlook is going to be and how to best fill that income gap so they can retire in a dignified fashion, hopefully on time or if not early.
And Darron, finally, can you explain how the living benefits that the right life insurance can provide can really help teachers cover that income gap?
Absolutely. We had one of our advisors just about a week ago with one of their clients who was diagnosed tragically with stage 4 breast cancer and was able to trigger her living benefits within her life insurance policy, which provided an upfront tax-free check of $380,000, which for that family absolutely saved them from the train wreck that was going to be their finances left in the wake of where their medical insurance left off, and how so many Americans in general are just unprepared and ill-equipped to be able to handle those type of life, in many cases, shattering experiences that are coming for so many of us. And we've been very blessed and privileged to be able to proudly supply those type of product offerings for our clients to make sure that, when life happens, because it does, that you're prepared.
That's Darron Hacker with Appreciation Financial, and this is Retirement News Online. Thanks for watching.